Hello everyone. Something a bit different today. I don't usually do videos about audio or recordings or anything like that. It's not my specialist area. However, I was sent this vinyl set by I Am 8-Bit. Thank you very much. And I thought, yes, it's Persona 3. What is there not to like about it? Let's have a look. I'd like to share this with you, and I've got a bit of a special experiment coming up as well. So on the cellophane there's a little sticker saying 4 times LP. I hope everybody knows what an LP is, because that was the new thing in my youth. It was a revolution in the 1960s, having an LP running at 33 1/3 RPM, and you could fit so many tracks onto it. It was amazing. Holographic broken glass vinyl. Now, I don't pretend to know what exactly holographic broken glass is. I had to look it up, and it seems to be used for a variety of purposes. Normally, you would expect vinyl records to be made of, well, vinyl. Polyvinyl chloride, to be specific, a form of PVC, I believe. Most of the vinyl records in the world are made from that material, fairly inexpensive and well suited to the purpose. So I can only assume that this is something special, and maybe it has a certain quality for the sound. We shall find out. So this is a premium box set, music by Atlas Sound Team, album art by Drew Wise. If you've watched the opening of the Persona 3 Reload game, you will know why the protagonist is upside down. Now, the back of the set has all the main characters. The protagonist, Makoto Yuki, canonical name, Yukari Takeba. I really like her. Junpei, I know he can get on your nerves sometimes, but every group has to have a character like this, and I'm rather fond of him in a silly sort of way. Akihiko and Mitsuru Kirijo. Then we have Fuka and Koromaru. Koromaru's my assistant today. I've also got this tiny acrylic standee, which is also a keychain of the protagonist, Makoto. Aegis, well, I've done a whole video on Aegis, so no explanation needed. Ken Amada and the much-troubled Shinjiro Aragaki. Very lifelike, as if they are sort of almost popping off the back cover here. So now let's have a look inside. This is very, very solid cardboard, the box, and that's of course a good thing, especially when there's something like this is being shipped, a long way overseas from the States here to New Zealand. Whoa. Okay. I didn't know what to expect, and I certainly didn't look at any pictures online, so with a little tag you can pull all the LPs upwards. I had no idea what to expect from holographic broken glass, and wow, it's not black, it's the blue, the Persona 3 blue. And you probably noticed around the vinyl centre, the sticker, it's got the representation of the arcana, the tarot cards. So vinyl number 2, featuring Yukari and Junpei. The first one obviously was the protagonist and Aigis. The third one features Akihiko and Mitsuru. And the final one with Ken, Koromaru and Shinjiro. The box art on the inside. And the track listings are at the bottom on the back. It starts out with Full Moon, Full Life and finishes with the same. So what are we going to do with these vinyls? It's all very well looking at them, and they're very pretty to look at, but what we really want to hear is the sound. We're going to use Poodle Pa's old 50-year-old record player and audio setup. Yes, 50 years exactly. He still has the original Sony record player he was given back then, and it's working. They built stuff to last back in those days. The Sony record player came with its own set of smaller sort of, this size speakers, and they're okay, but by modern standards probably not that good anymore. 40 years ago, Poodle Pa and I made a huge upgrade to our audio equipment, and we got a Harman Kardon amplifier, but the important thing is we got some fantastic speakers. Now, I'm afraid I can't show them in the video because the whole setup is in the garage. The speakers are huge and we just can't fit them in anywhere else. But what I can do is insert a photo of the speakers so you get an idea. They were handmade in southern Germany by a small company who specialised in high-quality speakers. They are made of cherry wood and they're absolutely beautiful, and the sound is just out of this world. So I will put up my trusty old microphone in the garage and we will play some tracks from these broken glass vinyls. I hope I can capture it okay. I like having little unusual projects, and this is definitely one of them. I'll be back. You just have enough time to put on the kettle, and I'll present the audio with some video recordings from my gameplay, from the beginning of Persona 3 Reload. Welcome to my audio recording experiment, which took place in our garage. I'll say it straight away. I learnt an awful lot, and my admiration for audio engineers has skyrocketed. This is not simple. I only have unidirectional microphones for voice recording, and that is obviously not a good option for recording the full sound of music in a rather large garage. However, I will play a little bit of what I recorded anyway, in particular the track which is the last on the soundtrack for the opening you're watching right now.
Crazy how time flies when the wonder if the path is in the right direction. But I do believe things come to life by accident. When it rains on, sounds like it's meant to be.
Wake up, the space made when things fall apart. Wake up, what matters at the end is how you let them all. Wake up, fire in my soul, fire in my heart. Till you see on the other side of doors.
Oh, the journey is down from where we first stand. No one's sure what lies ahead before it's grand. Cause maybe up and down, the way we live somewhere.
Nothing is to get off and go, get it go.
Sometimes the journey is about to change.
While I was recording, Poodle Pa kept popping his head through the garage door, nodding along, giving me the thumbs up, and afterwards he told me he thought the sound was fantastic. Now that is something truly special. Poodle Pa does not easily praise music or a recording. People have endlessly debated the pros and cons between digital and analog audio recordings. I like digital recordings, but for me there is a subtle difference with analog recordings on vinyl. Maybe that's because I was brought up with them, but to me vinyls or records produce a very full sound that can fill a room or building in a very organic way. You really are immersed in the sound. And the very best recordings have a warmth and immediacy to them that some people claim is hard to reproduce on digital media. All I can say is that this set of vinyls sounded spectacular, especially, of course, through our wonderful German speakers, and I was truly glad to have yet another reason to crank up the 50-year-old Sony turntable.
Come on. There's no way I can't.
What a game, what a soundtrack. Every time I start a new playthrough, this game just gets to me. And this is where the game and the story start. I hope you're having a great time with Persona 3 Reload, or indeed any of the other versions. And if you haven't played it yet, please don't let it slip you by. It's a special experience, and the soundtrack is a big part of that. Woof. As always, thank you very much for your time. I really hope you enjoyed this. Please keep well. I'm Food for Dogs. Bye-bye.